Hello students, I am Uttaram Das. Today I am going to start a new chapter, Factorization of Algebraic Expression. In your previous classes, you have learned about the term factor. You know how to calculate the factors of a number, right? Suppose you are asked to find out the factors of 12. Then you must calculate like this. 12 is equals to 3 into 2 into 2. So these three numbers are the factors of 12, right? Suppose you are asked to find out the factors of 21, then you should do like this. 3, so 21 equals to 3 into 7. So 3 and 7 are the factors of 21. So what now? Try to understand what is factorization. Factorization means we need to find out the numbers. Which numbers? The numbers, if we multiply them with each other, then we will get the given number back. Suppose it was given that I need to find out that the factors of 21 are, then 3 and 7 are the factors of 21, because if we multiply 3 and 7, then we will get back the number 21 as their product. So you know this process from your previous class, right? Now you have to do the same thing for the algebraic expressions instead of these numbers. Okay. Here I have taken 5 algebraic expressions, 5 different algebraic expressions. So now look at the board and try to understand what are the factors of this algebraic expression. This is 7xyz. One factor is 7, another x, another one is y, and the last one is z. These are the factors of 7xyz. And if we multiply them, then we'll get back this algebraic expression again, right? Similarly, we can do here 5 into a into b. Here 8 into x square means x into x, then y, and then z. Okay. For this one, 9 into x square. Sorry. Break this x square as x into x, y, and z cube means z into z into z. Okay. For this one, 3 into x plus z, 2. Look at this. X plus 2 is a single factor. You cannot break that, right? This is a single term. You cannot break. So, you cannot break this one. So, these are the 3 factors of this algebraic expression, right? And for this one, 3 into x minus 3. Again, this one is a complete term, single term. Okay. So, one thing you may ask that when I was factorizing 12, I was taking 3 into 2 into 2, right? But here I am not breaking this 8 as 2 into 2 into 2 like that, and the remaining part will be like this. These are also the factors of this algebraic expression, but in this chapter, while you will be solving this kind of problems, you don't need to factorize the numbers. Like this one here, the number is 9. You don't need to break this 9 as 3 into 3 in this chapter particular. Okay. Okay. Suppose you have to find out the factors of this algebraic expression. I have taken 3 different algebraic expressions here. Just now I have shown you calculating the factors of 9ab or 5x square y or 3x into x minus 2, these kind of terms, right? Look here, all the digits and the variables here, the numbers or constants, the 9, A, B, all they are multiplied with each other, right? Here also all of them are multiplied with each other. Here also, if we consider this as a single number, then this total number will become a single term, right? So all of them are multiplied with each other. There is no plus and minus sign in between, right? So here you can find the difference. There are plus, minus, this kind of signs in between. So there are two terms here, 3x and 6, 2x, 4, 5x square y and 10xy square. For single terms, we call it monomials. If there will be two terms, or there may be three or more terms there, 3 terms means 5x square y plus 6xy plus x square y square. See, here are 3 terms. They are added with each other, right? There are 3 terms. This kind of expressions are called trinomials. You have already learned about this thing in your previous chapter, algebraic expression, right? So for monomials, you need to just multiply them. These are the factors. These are the factors of this. But for this case, what to do? We cannot solve or we cannot calculate the factors like the monomials by applying the same rule as the monomials. Here, we need to find out the factors of the different terms individually. Here and then, you really need to understand the concept of taking common factors or greatest factors which will be common in each term. In each term, there should be a common factor. Here also, in each term, there should be a common factor. We need to find that specific term. Now, this term is 3x. This is 3 into x. 3 into x is the factor of 3x. And for the factors of 6, we can write 2 into 3. See, which term is common in both the terms? This 3. So this is the common factor or the common term. For this question, break 2x as 2 into x and break 4 as 2 into 2. What is the common term here? 2. See here, the common term is only 1 2. In this term 4, there are 2 2's, right? But here, only a single 2. So the common is only 1 2. Because there is no 2 2's here, right? Here, break them 5 into x into y. And 5 into 2 into x into y into y. What is the common term there? A 5, 1x and 1y. Right? So at first you need to break each terms into their factors, and then you have to find out the common terms among them. Okay. Then you need to take out the common term. The common term here is 3, and open a bracket and write. If we take 3 from here, there will be remaining x. Only one term there will be remaining x, and here if we take 3 out of this part, there will be remaining 2. So this is the factorization of this expression. Okay. For this one, the common term is 2. Take 2 outside and open the bracket. Then write x. And one more thing. You need to follow the sign. Whatever the sign will be in the expression, you just need to write that sign directly. Okay. Here I have taken 2 as common factor. Then x here. Then put down the sign here and write the remaining part 2 because I have taken 2 out. Taking factors, common factors out means here for this expression 3 into x plus 2 into 3 means take the common term out and dividing the term with the common term. Okay, in this way you can understand this thing better. Taking common means this. I have taken the common part 3 outside and I have divided each part with that common term. So it will become 3 and 3 will be cancelled out, 3 and 3 will be cancelled out, and the term will become x plus 2. This is the factorization of this expression. You don't need to do this calculation in your copy when you are answering the questions or in the exam paper. You just need to calculate this thing in your mind. Okay, and you can directly write this line, and this one. Okay, this is the answer. For this also, this is the answer. And now for this one, common term is here 5xy, and the remaining part here, if we take out 5x and y outside, then the remaining part will be x, and here the remaining part will be 5. I have taken 5x and y outside, so there will be 2y in the bracket. Okay. Now I am going to show you one interesting thing about factorization. After that, I think you can easily relate this chapter with your previous knowledge. I have just calculated, the factors of this algebraic expression, right? I have taken the common term 3 out and the result was this. Now see, in the chapter rational number, you have learned about applying the distributive property and finding out the product of algebraic expressions or any expression. Here, suppose 3 and x plus 2, which is actually the result of this problem. The factors of this factorization, the answer of factorization of this term, this is 3 into x plus 2. If we apply distributive property here, we will get back this term. Apply the distributive property here. This is 3x plus 6, right? See, that means finding out the product using the distributive property takes you to the given number, and the factorization means the reverse process. If algebraic expression is given to you, then you need to find out the factors. This is called factorization. And this was the finding products using distributive property. Right? So now I think you have understood this concept. If you have understood this concept clearly, then you can easily solve the first and second exercise A and exercise B of this chapter, factorization of algebraic expression. And one more thing, you really need to practice this factorizations, the problems of this chapter for so many times, otherwise you may face difficulty to solve these problems. Okay. Just move to the next type. Now, I have taken 4 different algebraic expressions again. Here also, you have to look for the common terms or common factors. Okay. See, here the factors are x into x plus y, and here the factors are y into x plus y. What is the common term here? The common factor? The entire bracket x plus y, in the bracket x plus y. So, in this kind of problems, you have to take the entire x plus y as common factor and open another bracket and write the remaining part here. In the first term x and the remaining part here y of the second term. So this is the result of the factorization, this term, this expression. So for the next question, the common terms here are x minus 3. Is there any other term which is common in between these two terms? No, right? So take the common term x minus 3 out and open the bracket, write a plus the remaining part here b. A, the remaining part here a, and the remaining part here b. This is the result. For this one, what is the common term? Look, x square minus b. This is the common term. Take the common term out. Okay, and then write the remaining term here. In the first term 5, and then the remaining term in the second term 5 plus y. X square minus b into 5 plus y. This is the result. Okay, understood? Now, this is a special type. Here, find out the common term here. See, x and z minus 3. These are the two terms in the first term and two factors in the first term, and here y into 3 minus z. These are the two factors in the second term. But at first you cannot find out the common term like this, just like that. You cannot find out the common term normally, right? For this, you have to do z minus 3, x into z minus 3, then take a minus here, write y and z minus 3. Now I am going to explain how this term becomes this term. Okay, see attentively. The term y into 3 minus z, is it actually equal to this term minus z minus 3? I have written these two terms. I am going to show you, are they actually equal? This is 3y. If we apply distributive property, this is 3y minus yz, right? Apply the distributive property here also. This will become minus yz plus 3y. So the term is plus 3y minus yz. Here I also have the plus 3y and minus yz. So they are actually the same terms. So I can write this term as this one. Okay. In other way, suppose the term 3 minus z will become minus into z minus 3. If we interchange the place of these two terms, there will be one minus at the front. This means taking minus 1 as common. Okay. see here, 3 into minus 1 into minus 1. This is actually 3 into plus 1. This will become, if we multiply this, minus 1 into minus 1, this will become plus 1. So 3 into plus 1 will become 3. So I can write 3 as this. And for z, right, this is minus 1 into z plus minus 1 into z. Okay. Multiply this one, plus minus minus z. This is minus z. Now take common minus 1. This is only the single term which I can take as common. Minus 1 into 3 into minus 1. The remaining part is, if I take minus 1 outside, then the remaining term is here 3 and 1 minus 1. And here, if I take the minus 1 outside, the remaining term here will be z. So 3 into minus 1 will become, this will become minus 3 and this is plus z, right? This means actually minus 3 plus z or minus z plus minus 3. So I have converted this term in this term here, right? Now converting this term as this term, I have the common term z minus 3. That is actually in the bracket. Now take this common term out, z minus 3, and the remaining term here is x and the other term is y. This is the result of this factorization. Okay. Now let's take another example. X minus b whole square minus 5 into x minus b. We can easily see that the common term is x minus b, but here I have one square. At first I will take I have to take x minus b. This is actually 1 x minus b here, so I can take maximum 1 x minus b as common, and the other part is in this term is x minus b, and then the remaining part here is 5. So the result of the factorization is x minus b and x minus b minus 5. Okay. Now let's move to the next type. I have again taken 3 different algebraic expressions. See properly, there is no common terms in each term. You cannot find a single common term for from the 4 terms here in this expression. How many terms are there? 1, 2, 3, 4. Is there any single common term which is actually remains in the 4 terms? No, right? I have p and x here, but I don't have p here. I have qx here, but I don't have the x and q here. I have qy here, but I don't have the x or p there at the last term, right? So no single term is common and in each and every term. No single term is common in each and every term. Here also, for the other problems, you can see the same thing. For this kind of problems, you need to regroup the terms so that you can take the common terms. Here take px and take py side by side, okay? And then write qx and qy side by side. Now I have formed two groups of the terms here. Here is the first group, here is the second group. Now from these two terms of the first group, I can take p as common, see, and from the next group I can take q as common. So if I take p here as common, then this will become p into x plus y, and this will become, if I take q as common, q into x plus y. Now again I can see that in the bracket x plus y is the common thing, common factor. So take again the x plus y out as common, and the remaining part here is p, and here the remaining part is q. So this is the result of this factorization. This process is called regrouping of the terms. You have to regroup the terms so that you can take common. Normally you cannot take the common from this given expression. Okay. The next question. Here also you need to regroup the terms, and one more thing, you need to practice these problems in your home so that you can easily build the image in your mind that, so that that which terms should be taken side by side to form the groups, so that you can take the common. Okay. Here, see, I have one x square here, one yz here. I cannot take the common from these two terms. I cannot take anything common from these two terms. So take any of these two terms with this x square, so that you can take the common. Take x square and xy side by side, and then write this yz and xz here. Okay. Then see, you can take one x as common. Take x as common, and it will become x plus y, and here you can take z as common, write y plus x. See, now in the bracket x plus y and this y plus x, that's actually x plus y, they are same. Now take the x plus y as common again, and this will become the answer. Okay. You have formed two groups here to take the common things out, the common factors out. Okay. Here also, see, you have to take something common as here in this term. See, what are the factors of axy square? A into x into y into y. Then factors of 3x, 3 into x. I can take x as common from these two terms, and here this is 2a y 2a y and y, and for 6a it is 2 into 3 into a. From here I can take 2a as common from these two terms, right? So take the common x, ay square, the remaining part is ay square if I take the x common, and here the term will be 3, remaining term, and from this two term, if I take 2a as common from these two terms, it will become 2a into ay square plus 3. So again, ay square plus 3 is common. So the answer is ay square plus 3 into x plus 2a. Okay, you have formed the group, this and this. This is regrouping. In this question you can also form the group as, you can write, take these two terms side by side, axy square plus 2a square y square, and these two terms side by side. Then take common ay square from these two terms, x plus 2a, and from these two terms you can take 3 as common. Again it will become x plus 2a. Now x plus 2a is common again, so take x plus 2a at outside as a common factor, and this will become the answer. In the both cases you have the same answer. So in this way you can solve these problems. Okay, you need to regroup the terms. Okay, let's meet on the next video. Thank you.